Okay, so how many times have you actually typed this into Google? Real ways to make money online.
Probably more times than we'd like to admit. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you're definitely not alone. It's something so many people are looking for, trying to cut through all the noise, the scams, the hype.
Yeah, just finding stuff that actually works.
Well, that's exactly what we're trying to do in this deep dive.
We found this really interesting article, pretty practical actually. It lays out 15 supposedly proven ways to earn income online.
And the source itself, it's got this friendly, encouraging vibe, almost conversational already.
Yeah, it feels quite podcast friendly, which is perfect for us. We can really dig in and pull out the actionable stuff for everyone listening.
So our mission today basically is to give you concrete ideas, things you can genuinely start looking into. We're trying to get past the vague promises.
Right, talking about real paths that real people are using to make money online.
Okay, let's dive in then. 15 ways. First up, something pretty familiar, I think. Freelancing. On places like Fiverr or Upwork.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack this one. The big thing here, I think, is how accessible it seems.
Right.
If you've got a skill, it could be writing, design, video editing, translation, whatever these platforms, well, they're built to connect you with people who need that skill.
Just sign up and list your services, kind of?
Sort of, yeah. But the source hints at something important. It's not just about having the skill. It's maybe about finding a specific niche.
Ah, okay. So not just I'm a writer, but...
Exactly. Maybe it's I write email sequences for tech startups, or I design logos for podcasts. Something specific where you can stand out.
That makes sense. And the article mentions even one gig can lead to more work, building that reputation.
Yeah, it could be a springboard. Definitely a quick way for people to test the waters.
Okay. So still using your skills, but in a different way. The article then talks about selling digital products.
Well, yeah, this one's interesting. The big appeal here is the whole create once, sell potentially many times idea. Scalable income.
Right. You put in the work up front to make, say, an ebook, or maybe those printable planners you see everywhere, or resume templates. Even Notion dashboards are huge now.
Totally. And then you can sell it again and again without much extra work per sale. It's about building that efficient income stream.
And getting started isn't crazy complex either, right? Platforms like Etsy or Gumroad, Payhip, they make setting up a shop pretty straightforward.
Yeah, the barrier to entry technology-wise is pretty low these days.
So, okay, freelancing is trading time for money directly. Digital products are more about upfront investment for potential passive income later.
That's a good way to put it. And the next one, print on demand, is sort of a hybrid. It taps into creativity, but without the headache of managing stock.
Explain that a bit more. How does print on demand work?
Well, basically you create designs. Think t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, posters, lots of things. You upload your design to a platform.
Like Redbubble. Or Teespring.
Exactly. Or you can use something like Printful or Printify that connects to your own Shopify store, maybe.
Okay.
And then when someone orders a product with your design on it, the platform handles everything, the printing, the shipping, the customer service. You just provide the design and collect a profit margin.
So you don't need boxes of t-shirts piling up in your living room.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It avoids all that logistical hassle. Great for creative types who don't want to run a shipping department.
Interesting. So those first three, freelancing, digital products, print on demand, they seem quite different, but all leverage some kind of skill or creativity.
Yeah, definitely. They offer different pathways depending on your strengths and maybe how much upfront time versus ongoing effort you want to invest.
Which leads us to the next one. Starting a YouTube channel. This feels like a bigger commitment.
Oh, for sure. The article is clear. It takes time. It's a long game. But the potential upside is significant.
In what ways? How do YouTubers actually make money?
Well, there are several streams. Ad revenue is the obvious one once you get enough viewers. But also sponsorships, selling your own merchandise, affiliate links in your descriptions.
Right, promoting other people's stuff.
Exactly. But the absolute core of it, according to the source, is picking a niche you're genuinely passionate about.
Like gaming, health, finance, tech reviews, whatever it is.
Yeah, because that passion is what keeps you going. And the other crucial thing, consistency.
Yeah.
You have to keep uploading.
That seems to be a running theme, consistency.
It really is, for building anything online, pretty much. Okay, next up, becoming a virtual assistant, or VA.
I hear about VAs a lot. What kind of work does that actually involve?
Well, there's huge demand from businesses, entrepreneurs, busy people.
Yeah.
They need reliable help with tasks they don't have time for or maybe aren't good at.
Like what, specifically?
It could be managing emails, scheduling social media posts, handling customer service chats, basic bookkeeping, making travel arrangements.
Yeah.
Lots of administrative or even technical support tasks.
Stuff you can do remotely, basically.
Exactly. The article mentions specific agencies like Belay or Time, etc., but also suggests just pitching people directly, maybe through LinkedIn.
So if you're organized and good at managing things, this could be a solid option.
Definitely leverages those organizational skills. And actually, speaking of leveraging things, this ties into the next method, affiliate marketing.
Okay, we mentioned this briefly with YouTube. How does it work as a standalone thing?
It's fundamentally about earning a commission. You promote someone else's product or service.
So you find a product you like.
Yeah, ideally one you genuinely use and trust. You sign up for their affiliate program. Big ones are like Amazon Associates, ClickBank, Share a Sale, and they give you a special link.
A tracking link.
Right. Then you share that link, maybe in a blog post reviewing the product, or on TikTok showing how you use it, or on Instagram.
And if someone clicks your link and buys it,
you get a cut of the sale. But, and this is important, the source stresses focusing on helpful content, not just spamming links.
Build trust first, then recommend. Makes sense.
Absolutely. Okay, shifting gears a bit. What if your skills are more academic? Online tutoring is next.
Right. Leveraging what you already know. Math, languages, coding, history.
Any subject where you have expertise, basically. There are platforms, the article lists, Preply, TutorMe, Chegg tutors that connect tutors with students who need help.
And it's usually paid per hour.
Yeah, typically an hourly rate for your tutoring sessions. It's a direct way to monetize knowledge.
Okay. What about more visual skills?
Good question. The next point is selling stock photos or videos.
Ah, so if you're into photography or videography.
Yeah, you can upload your photos or video clips to stock platforms like Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, Pond5.
And then what happens?
Companies or individuals who need images or footage for their websites, ads, presentations, whatever, they license your work through the platform. And every time they do, you earn a royalty.
Huh. Passive income potential there too, maybe.
Definitely. The source highlights that. You do the work once, taking the photo, shooting the video, and you can potentially earn money over and over.
Interesting. Okay, what's next? Something maybe a bit more traditional online. Blogging.
Yeah, blogging plus Google AdSense. And the article makes a point of saying blogging is still very relevant, especially if you focus on SEO.
Search engine optimization. Getting found on Google.
Exactly. If you create good, helpful content that people are searching for, you can build an audience.
And then make money how? Ads.
Ads are one way, yeah, using something like Google AdSense, but also those affiliate links we talked about. Or even selling your own services or digital products directly from your blog.
So the blog becomes like a home base.
Kind of, yeah. A central hub. The source mentioned starting with something like WordPress and maybe Bluehost for hosting, saying it's pretty low cost to get started.
Okay, now this next one always sounds complicated to me. Dropshipping.
Right, it can seem that way. But the core idea is selling physical products online without ever handling the inventory yourself.
How does that work then? Magic.
Not quite. You set up an online store, maybe using Shopify. You find products from suppliers, often using apps like Oberloo or Zendrop, that connect directly to suppliers, maybe on AliExpress or similar sites.
Okay.
You list those products in your store at a markup. When a customer buys from you, you take their money, then you turn around and order the product from your supplier using the customer's shipping details.
Ah, so the supplier ships it directly to the customer under your brand name, maybe?
Often, yes. We're essentially the middleman, the marketer. The article acknowledges it takes effort, especially with marketing and customer service, but highlights the scalability and the fact you can do it from anywhere.
Got it. Less upfront inventory risk than traditional retail.
Exactly. Okay, moving towards more job-like roles, remote customer support jobs.
So being a customer service agent, but from home?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Lots of companies need people for live chat support, email support, sometimes phone support.
Where would you find those jobs?
The source suggests specific remote job boards, like We Work Remotely, remote.co, or even general sites like Indeed, just filtering for remote work.
What skills do you need? Patience.
Patience helps, but mainly strong communication skills, reliability, and usually a quiet place to work without distractions.
Makes sense. Okay, we're getting through the list. What about creating an online course?
Yeah, this builds on the idea of leveraging expertise, like tutoring, but scaling it up.
Do you need to be like a professor or have some fancy degree?
Not necessarily. The article debunks that.
Yeah.
If you're genuinely good at something, could be cooking, coding, photography, playing guitar, anything, you can structure that knowledge into a course.
And sell it on platforms like Teachable or Udemy, Skillshare.
Exactly. Those platforms make it relatively easy to build and host your course, and they already have audiences looking to learn. The reach can be huge.
Helping thousands learn what you know. Cool.
Now, for something maybe a bit quicker, less creation intensive, app testing, or website feedback.
Wait, you can get paid for that? Just trying stuff out?
Yeah, basically. Companies want real user feedback on their apps and websites before they launch them publicly. Make sure they're easy to use, find bugs.
So they pay people to test them?
Correct. Platforms like user testing, TryMyUI, Respondent.io, they connect testers with these paid opportunities.
How much does it pay, roughly?
The source mentioned a range, like maybe $10 to $50 per test, sometimes more for more involved tests or interviews.
Huh. Interesting way to make a bit of side cash.
Definitely. Okay, next one. This requires a big caution flag. Investing in stocks or crypto.
Right. Big potential, but big risks too.
Absolutely. The article strongly emphasizes this. Yes, you can make money, but it's crucial to understand the risks involved.
What's the advice then?
Learn the basics first. Only invest money you can genuinely afford to lose. Think long-term, not get rich quick.
And be careful where you start. It mentions Robinhood, Webull, Coinbase.
Yeah, those are common platforms for beginners, but the key message is, do your own thorough research. Understand what you're investing in. We're just relaying what the source says here, not giving financial advice.
Very important disclaimer. Okay. Almost there. Last one.
Last one is voiceover work or audiobooks.
Ah, so if you've got a good voice.
Yeah, or just an interesting or clear voice. There's demand for voice actors for all sorts of things. YouTube narration, commercials, corporate videos, audiobooks, even meditation apps.
Where do you find that kind of work?
Platforms like voices.com, ACX, which is Amazon's audiobook platform, and even freelancing sites like Upwork often have voiceover job listings.
So leveraging a natural talent, essentially.
Exactly, a unique skill.
Wow. Okay, that's 15 different avenues. Quite a range.
It really is. What strikes me is just how diverse the options are. There really isn't just one way to do it.
Yeah, it feels like whether you're creative, analytical, organized, a good teacher, a good communicator, there's probably something on that list that could align with your skills.
And I think the advice from the source is really solid. Don't get overwhelmed and try to do everything at once.
Right. Pick one.
Pick one that genuinely interests you, that fits your skills. Learn it properly. And then that word, again, be consistent. Stick with it.
Because none of these are instant riches, are they?
Almost certainly not. They take time, effort, learning. But it really does show the power of the internet, doesn't it? The opportunity it creates for people to build something for themselves.
Often with more flexibility than a traditional job, too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Location independence, schedule flexibility, those are big draws for many of these.
So I guess the big question for everyone listening after hearing all this
is
thinking about your own skills, your passions, maybe the time you realistically have. Which one of these 15 paths actually sparks something for you? Which one feels like the most exciting possibility to maybe explore first?
That's the perfect question to ponder. Which door feels most worth opening right now?